皆さんこんにちは。
Hi everyone, this is Yoshinori Ono from Capcom. I'm the producer of Street Fighter X Tekken, here to show you guys kind of an overview of the game as well as some details.
このストリートファイター
So this game is basically a dream collaboration between the two hottest franchises out there in the fighting game genre. We have Tekken from Namco Bandai as well as our very own Street Fighter. And this is a collaboration we couldn't do in the previous days, but now with new technology we were able to make it come true.
このストリートファイター
So there were three basic design principles that we had when we were building Street Fighter X Tekken. The first being casual fun. With this game, we want to bring as many users as possible to come enjoy the game. We hope to get people who played Street Fighter or Tekken in the old days. Maybe they haven't played a fighting game in a while, but with the very large roster of characters that we have in this game, we hope to get those old fans back, as well as brand new fans who have never really played a Street Fighter or Tekken or even a fighting game before. So the next point we have is the hardcore depth. We really think that we put in a lot of different kind of battle mechanics, which the hardcore can really sink their teeth into. And basically we think that we have a lot of new things as well as some old mechanics which players will be able to flesh out again for this new game. The final point we have is customization. And what we want to do with this title is kind of bring players to put their own personality into the characters and not just play with the characters that we have always provided for them. So this is the core of the gem system, which we think offers a lot to new players in order to help them play the game, but as well to more experienced hardcore players in adding a new level of depth to the strategy and just the matches when they occur. And then putting all this together, we have the various online features in the game where we built off a lot of the old features that were in Street Fighter 4, but we've added in brand new netcode as well as a lot of new features which take advantage of the tag battle system. So you're able to play the kind of 4-player modes online and offline, as well as do things like training online, which we think that a lot of players will really enjoy and be able to build their social networks through playing the game.
Hi.
So just looking at the character select screen here, you can see that we have a very robust roster. We basically took the all-stars from the Capcom Street Fighter series as well as the Tekken series. Basically, we listened to the fans for a lot of input based on which kind of characters they would like to see. So we really think of it as a kind of fighting festival where all players from different genres, be it you like fighting games or not, can just look at the roster and say, hey, that's really cool. I know that character from way back when, and then they can just jump in and have a good time.
はい。じゃあそれではですね、ちょっとハードコアゲーム。
So now we'll just demonstrate some of the more hardcore fighting game mechanics in the game. Basically, with this game, we have a lot of old fighting game mechanics such as EX moves and super moves, which you'll be familiar with if you played Street Fighter 4. But in addition, we've added in a lot of new things which we think really take advantage of the tag aspect of the battle system. And we hope you guys will be able to, once you get your hands on the game, kind of go through it and then kind of play around and find out what works best for you. So just real quick, basically meter management in this game is very important because having meter allows you to access a lot of the really interesting features. So we have the basic combos for every character called the cross rush. What this does is it allows you to bring in your partner character based off of a very simple light, medium, heavy combo. And every character in the game has access to this. So we think it's a simple mechanic, but it forms the basis of the core tag gameplay. And then obviously when your character comes in, you have the opportunity to do combos and really opens up the combo tag battle system. So you can see here, you can do various combos. This is just the tip of the iceberg, really. In addition, we have things called switch cancels. So you can tag normally like this, but it's rather slow, kind of unsafe. If you want to tag in a more efficient way, you can spend 1 meter to tag in the middle of a combo or a move. So this also opens up a lot of combo opportunities when you're able to do switch cancels at places like this and get even bigger, more damaging combos. In addition, we have something called charge moves, where you can charge up a move to make it more powerful. So this is Paul's normal lunge punch, which he has from Tekken. If you charge it up, it becomes even stronger. If you charge it all the way to the 3rd level, it automatically becomes a super move, which can be done at the cost of no meter. So this is really useful because you can actually dash in the middle of a charge move at any time and cancel it. So this is a lot like the EX focus cancel mechanic in Street Fighter 4. So you can charge, fake it, dash, go for a throw. There's a lot of different mind games which you can do, which we think players will really be able to utilize. Another feature we have is something called the cross assault, where you call your opponent or your partner onto the screen at the same time, and you just go on and wheel it on the other character. Really good for opening up people when you're having a hard time. In addition, we have things called we have team supers. So if you're familiar with the concept from Marvel vs. Capcom, you can do kind of a team super which uses all your meter, but does a lot of damage and is well worth the effort to kind of land this move. You can see here it does around 40% damage to Kazuya. So it's a really important use of meter, which we really want players to consider. So yeah, and in addition, we also have the basic EX moves which return from Street Fighter 4. So this is done at the cost of 1 meter, and it just gives you a powered up version of the attack.
And the rest is the Pandora mode.
So one more thing we have is called Pandora mode. So let me just switch characters real quick here. Pandora mode is basically when your character sacrifices themselves to give their partner a 10-second attack power boost. So this is good if you're low on life and you feel like, I've got nothing to lose, so I'm going to go for, Pandora mode. One thing to note though is if you can't KO the opponent within those 10 seconds, you automatically lose that round no matter what. So a lot of players were saying that, this is such a useless thing because if I activate it, the guy's going to run away for 10 seconds and I'm going to lose. But we're here to show you today that that's not really the case. There's a lot of possibilities with the system. Players just really need to, kind of get their hands on it to flesh it out a little more. So it's performed if you have 25% life or less. So let me just set my life wheel here real quick. And then you can see that your life bar will be flashing. If at this time you do down down tag, you'll activate Pandora mode where your character will sacrifice themselves and then you get that power up. But you can also see in the upper left hand corner, there's now a timer which is ticking down. Once that empties, you automatically lose unless you have already KO'd the opponent. So the cool thing is that you can combo into Pandora mode. So Ryu has an EX move here which causes a wall bounce. What you can do is EX move into Pandora mode and then go into a super combo. And if you look at the life bar here, this does around 50% damage. So it's definitely a viable strategy if you want to set up for a comeback at the very end using this Pandora mode strategy. It's definitely possible. So it's also possible off of a cross rush. So if you can't land that naked EX kick, you can do it off a cross rush. You get a little less damage because of damage scaling. However, this is a lot more consistent.
このようにパンドラシステムを紹介した時に
So yeah, I mean, a lot of players were just saying that they didn't really know what the point of the system is, but here you can see that it's definitely something that's it's basically a viable strategy for the late and end game if you feel like you want to go for that kind of flashy comeback combo. So now we'll move on to the more customization aspect of the game. So obviously, when we talk about customization in this game, a large part of it is the gem system. And right here, you can see the gem edit menu. So for different characters, you can set different gems as well as presets. So we'll just go into example here with View. You can see that there's different types of gems. So there's basically two types. There's boost gems, which increase the parameters of your characters, and there's assist gems, which cover for your weaknesses as a player. So just an example of a boost gem. Right here we have the immense power gem level 1. What this does is it gives you a 10% damage output when you connect with 5 normal moves. And you can also see that it lasts for 20 seconds. So you can equip up to 3 different gems in each slot. So I can have 3 different gems of my choosing. And then you can also save your preferred loadout and give it a custom name, a custom title. So it's important to note that all these gems are different. So you can see this one also gives you 10% for 20 seconds, but you need to block 5 times for it to activate. This one, activates after you connect with 3 normal moves. So we have a lot of different gems in the game, which have different effects in different conditions. So we want players to kind of go through the list and say, what kind of player am I? Am I the kind of player who does a lot of attacking? Do I want to increase my attack power? Or am I kind of a defensive player who needs help blocking? Like this one, let's say, like I get hit by a lot of fireballs. So in this case, it would help for me to have my, my defense increased by 10%. So you can see here we have ones that increase your speed with these divine speed gems. You get 10% bonuses, things like that. We have ones where you recover life, as well as ones that increase your cross meter acquisition rate. So what we want to say is that no gem is more powerful than other gems. Basically, it's like equipment for your player.
はい。もう一個サポートジムまで言ってからその最後の話を言おうか。はい。じゃあもう一個サポートアシストの。
We'll go over here to the assist gems, which were a little more controversial when we first introduced them. But we want to show here that actually, while assist gems have great benefits for beginning players, they also have a lot of penalties as well. So the easy input, super easy input gems, they make your commands easier, so you don't need to do half circles or quarter circles, but they give you attack decreases throughout the entire match. So you'll be playing with a 10% handicap if you choose to use these gems. If you're the kind of player who can execute, then there's really no reason that you'd want to use this. It's really just for people just starting out who have problems, doing these kind of difficult fighting game movements. We have the cancel assist, which is helps you cancel special moves easier, as well as auto throw escape and auto block. So these are also, a lot of people are worried that this would be too powerful, but you can see here the cost is that it eats up your cross gauge, your meter. And we showed there's a lot of uses to having meter, to doing the team supers, the cross assault, switch cancels EX moves. So if you're having your meter constantly drained by this auto block gem, you're not going to have access to those other more powerful parts of the game. So we really think that this is stuff that's just for really beginners. Once they get the hang of the system, then they're going to want to stop using these assist gems, move over to the more customizable part of the game, which is the boost gems.
でご覧の通りですね、このジェムっていう。
So a lot of people might be thinking, when they first hear the gem system is, oh, is this just a power up for my character? Am I going to be able to beat, am I going to be able to beat players who are way better than me just by having gems? And we're here today to say that's not really the case. It's not a way to cheat the system. You still need to put in time in the training mode, work on your game. The best way to think about it is equipment for your character. So if you take a sports analogy, let's say soccer or football, where we have like players and they have their equipment, they have their uniforms and their spikes. So these are things which help them play the game better. You can play football barefoot if you want, but if you have the shoes for the right surface, then you're going to play better. So that's how we really think of the gem system is. It's equipment for your character to kind of put your own personality into, and just kind of customize it so it's not always the same Ryu or Guile. It's going to be my Ryu, my Guile. This is the way I play the game, so this is the way my character is going to be. So what we want players to realize is that, yeah, there's no gem which is too powerful. It's just different ways to customize your character.
フーリーのこと言わなかったでしょ。
So, if you guys know about, Wayne Rooney, he's a really great player. So if you go buy the same shoes as him, it doesn't mean you're going to be as good as he is. That's the same way we look at the gem system. If you just have a certain amount of gems, it doesn't mean you're going to be a great player automatically. You still need to practice and you need to work on your game.
Oh wow, you're better than you look.
はい。でそういったものを全部取り合わせて。
So the last thing which kind of wraps up all of our features together is the really robust online functionality which we've built into the game. So as we mentioned, you can play training mode online with your friends, and you can also do any of the new modes online as well. We have the we have the pair play battles and the scramble modes, and these are 4-player modes which you can play online or offline. So what's really great is if you're playing by yourself in your house, as long as you have an internet connection and friends somewhere in the world, be it London, Tokyo, it doesn't matter. You can just jump into a game all together and play at the same time. So we really think that players will be able to enjoy this game, alone, but with friends as well online.
はい、で駆け足になりましたけど。
So the last thing I just want to say is that for Street Fighter X Tekken, what we really wanted to do is kind of build this kind of great festival atmosphere for everyone, so that we can have new players, we can have old players, we can have beginners, experienced, casual. It doesn't really matter. As long as we can get a lot of players to come enjoy the game, then we'll be able to have a great time, just playing all together.
恐怖を教えてやろう。